Nobody had to say, so how do you feel nobody had to say?
Well, I think the first thing, I am so proud of Olivia and Kim, the way they gave their victim impact statements as only a sister and a mother could. And they let us know the deep pain that this man's cruelty has done. And today we uttered his name for the last time. But this is the first step in our seeking justice for Bianca, seeing that he will serve the rest of his natural life in prison. We're also looking that we have started a memorial scholarship for Bianca. We gave out the first scholarship last year. We'll do so again this summer to another student who is going to follow Bianca's dream of becoming a psychologist and helping adolescents with mental health struggles. We're also working with the Office of Assembly Member Buttonshone, State Senator Griffo, on a special law to increase the penalties for posting such gruesome photos as were posted of Bianca. We're working now with Congresswoman Claudia Tenney on Bianca's Law, H.R. 8323, which we hope will be advanced forward, which will be another first step in gaining accountability of social media for allowing pictures such as Bianca's to be posted, which they shouldn't have for such a long period of time. But our deepest thoughts now are with Bianca, our angel, who has given so much love to this family, to her friends, and the legacy she's going to give to us forever. God bless you, Bianca. We all love you very much.
This is it, Frank. I mean, after today. So do you walk out of here today with any kind of peace that you didn't have before because of what he said?
Kim said that we don't have closure. There's a wound opened up with the loss of Bianca. This man's words, trying to apologize, rang very hollow. Very hollow. He had the opportunity not to do this crime, and he chose to do it in a callous manner, posting her death photos, videotaping the murder. So his apologies are hollow. The judge mentioned forgiveness. That is beyond us. His forgiveness needs to come from a higher power. He needs to reach out to that higher power on his own.
I think there's been a lot of debates the last year leading up to this day. Did you ever have any doubt that this day wouldn't come?
I had confidence in our criminal justice system. When this man tried to take back his guilty plea, again, so he could write stories, not about Bianca, but about himself. We knew this was something we would have to suffer through for Bianca, but we stood together as a family, stayed strong, and we've made it as a family through today.
Just tell us for just a moment how proud you are of Liv and Kim standing there before him, speaking to him the way you all did so eloquently.
This was so difficult for Olivia, but she showed her maturity. She showed mostly her love for her sister and her very, very poignant talk about what Bianca meant to her. They were so close. Such great friends, such great sisters. I'm very proud of Olivia, very proud of Kim, very proud of my family.
And Frank, Liv had mentioned in her note that she was receiving images. She was still being attacked by internet trolls. Is that still happening to your family today?
It's been going on for too long, and we're anticipating that now with this sentencing and the media attention, it will probably continue and happen again, which is why we need our legislators to prevent this cruelty from happening to another family. This goes beyond free speech. This is the cruelty, in this case, of a murderer. And now people who are idolizing this murderer for the terrible crime that he did and want to inflict more pain on people, I don't understand the emptiness in their hearts that would make them want to do something like this.
And is it your hope that Bianca's law is a form of Bianca's legacy?
We're hoping that we can bring about changes in the criminal justice system about how our laws treat people who post pictures like they did of Bianca, so that people don't have to go through this pain. That will be a very strong part of Bianca's legacy.
When can we look forward to the scholarship being received, and are you guys currently looking at applicants?
The applicants are chosen by Utica College and the Child Life Development Program in the psychology department there. They give us then a listing of candidates, and we help on the final selection. And the scholarship is also administered by the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties. And we want to thank everyone who has donated to their wonderful scholarship. It's going to mean that there will be more students that will follow Bianca's dream.
For those that want to donate, where can they go for some information?
Can you direct this way for the camera?
If you go to the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties on their website, type in Bianca, it'll take you to the page where you can donate online to the Bianca Michelle Devins Memorial Scholarship Fund. And we appreciate everything this community has done for our family.
Frank, you mentioned in the defendant report there was a defendant talking about his apology, which you said rings hollow. He did say that he doesn't understand what happened to him, why he did this, and that he wanted the world or other people to maybe understand what happened here. Do you think, does it matter at all that people understand why he did this to Bianca?
I think on an academic and a clinical level, there might be people that would be interested, but the general public, I don't think should be turned or swayed by a false apology. He said in court one day he wanted to give interviews to tell his story, not Bianca's story, his story. So his whole apology, again, rings hollow. Maybe decades from now, as he matures in prison, he may have a different mode of thinking, but all we see now is a man who murdered, posted photos of a dead body, my granddaughter, online, and videotaped the actual act of murder, which takes planning. And it was shown he planned this very act. So how you now say, I don't know how I did it, I don't know who I am. He knows who he is, we know who he is a murderer.
What kind of traction or attention have you gotten with Bianca's law? Have you had anyone else, has anyone else in this country that you're aware of reached out to you, having been through something similar at all? Is this obviously in this situation, it's a major problem, but is this something that we're seeing across the country?
Unfortunately, it is. We have talked with the families of other victims of crimes and murders who have had postings, not necessarily like Bianca's, but similar things. And so there is a nationwide need for us to bring about social media responsibility and accountability. These photos that the murderer posted were up on the social media far too long so that people could grab them, copy them, send them to my family. And we saw today the pain it caused Olivia and Kim.
When she was speaking, I thought, does she have to maybe, when she creates social media accounts, your family?
Well, it's at the point also where, as Olivia said, she's shut down many of her social media accounts because she just does not want to be part of that. So it has to be, unfortunately, where we have to take defensive steps in order to protect ourselves from these very cruel people.
It sounds like she mentioned she kind of had to even shut down, I guess even reaching out to people socially. She mentioned she's scared of meeting new people now. How has this impacted, do you mind, elaborating a little on how this has impacted your family? In that sense?
We're all more cautious and sometimes very apprehensive about going out in public. We're all very guarded of all of the young children in the family. It's very difficult to lead a normal life despite the COVID restrictions. But this will have a long-ranging impact on the way all of our family members will lead our daily lives.
Is there anything the rest of the family want to kind of, I guess as you try to continue Bianca's legacy, you want the public to know, or the rest of the community, or this community in Utica?
To continue her legacy is several steps. Today, first big step in justice for Bianca. Murder is sentenced. The next step will be, if he ever comes up for parole, this family will be there to show the cruelty of his crime and demand that he serve the rest of his natural life in prison where he belongs. Not only in atonement for what he did to Bianca, but to prevent him from doing this to anyone else. And as a signal to other people that might want to be planning a crime, this is what you face. The next step for us is the Bianca Michelle Devins Memorial Scholarship, which we will continue and award another scholarship this year. The steps after that are working with our congresspeople, state senators, assembly people to enact new and step-by-step more progressive laws to make sure that crime photos, videos such as these are not posted on social media and are not allowed to have people email them to families or send them on social media, text them to families. This is not right, and we are committed for the long term to bring about change in Bianca's name.
Sorry, one last question. In regards to Bianca's law, I know this is holding social media platforms responsible, but do you think it could be twofold in holding individuals responsible that disseminate this information and harass people?
The current law is being reviewed by Congresswoman Tenney's office, as it was started by a predecessor. So we're hoping that they will add to it and also look at it as a first step measure, because there need to be more regulations, more policies, which don't infringe on free speech, but protect victims' families' rights. Then we're also working with our state assembly and the state senate to see if we can get New York state laws that would be holding people that do post these photos or create these photos accountable legally and for civil action.